Hello and welcome everybody as we finally get this game underway. It's going to be Join Dota League Season number 4, the European Division 1, Team Lions versus Moscow 5. Unfortunately, because he didn't make it home in time, so Moscow 5 did have to get the stand in. It's going to be Newbig, but in good news, I guess Newbig played with them yesterday as well, so there might be some synergy already between themselves. But in any case, it's a 2-game series. We're HeflaTV, I'm Coucher, and I am joined by Mike Lores. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, Nubik did play yesterday, and even though they lost, I seem to recall Nubik doing decently. Like, he wasn't actively feeding or anything like that, so that's good to know. Both these two teams, I would say fairly evenly matched. I actually haven't casted Lions before. I might have went before they were known as this, just these same group of people, but yeah, Lions in its current form, I have not covered them myself, so it should be interesting.
Yeah, I really haven't casted them myself either. I've seen a couple of games from them and they've had some pretty decent results to be honest. Of course, the major name there will be Era, the ex-Fnatic member. My nuts and Jonas some fan, I do believe they played together with Era when they were still playing Heroes of New Earth. So they should be ex-teammates if I'm not just making things up at the moment. But it should be a solid team, so it should be a great game all in all. Of course, as should all Division 1 games really enjoying the league. But looking at the bans, Brewmaster and Terrorblade taken out by Moscow 5. Whereas Lions, Faceless Void and Razor, so that means Death Prophet is still in the pool.
Yeah, and if you're not going to pick that one up, well, I was going to say that's a little bit questionable, but hey, I'm always happy to see Ogre Magi in the game. I'm not quite tired of him yet, so we're going to be seeing him, and I would expect Lions to pick up the Death Prophet. I mean, she's just such a powerful hero. She could grind down heroes in the blink of an eye, and well, there's no real reason I would say not to pick her up, so you might as well pick her up.
I think Moscow 5, they at least started with the Ogre Magi pick in the first game against Album Sheet yesterday as well. So they definitely want to go aggressive. They even went for an aggressive tri-lane, if memory serves. And they had huge success with it as well. PGG Ogre, man, he got the multicast, the skill cast going as Lions. Going for a Skyref and Batrider, so Death Prophet, it actually is overlooked.
So maybe it's going to be one of those games where she's just not touched. But to be fair, even though Death Prophet is such an amazing hero, the power of Batrider Scarth Mage can't be overstated. I mean, these two work so very well with each other. You get early kills going on with your huge amounts of slows, and then later on, once you get a Blink Lasso into a Mystic Flare, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be killing your target. So it's an incredibly potent combination for Lions, and it looks like they just want to make sure that their side lanes are going to be solid. But of course, Batrider early means the enemy team is going to have counters, and there's one of the best ones in the game right now, Vengeful Spirit.
That's a really nice pickup just because whichever carry Moscow 5 is going to go for. I think they ran a Luna last time around, but in any case, the Bloodlust plus the Vengeance Aura, really any carry that gets buffed by both of those is going to have just such a field day just wrecking through the enemy team. Although we don't know yet which hero they're going to go for. And of course, like we already mentioned, the Batrider and Skyref Mage from Lions, they have the ability to just kind of get pickoffs by themselves already. But next set of bans, Moscow 5 themselves, banning out 2 cores. So Medusa and Morphling out of the question for them. Lions though, banning out the offlaners, Centaur and Tide.
They ban out the offlaners, but they also ban out heroes that can pose a threat to Lions' just dominant initiation. Batrider is one of the best initiators in the game, and you want to be starting the fights 100% of the time when you have a Batrider, because if you get jumped upon, then suddenly Lasso doesn't actually become a really good skill. It's a nice disable sometimes. I mean, it does disable them for 4 seconds, and that's pretty cool, but you don't really get much drag value if you get jumped on. So they want to make sure that they have all of the initiation power, and they want to make sure that this swap for Vengeful Spirit is going to be used purely defensively. So I like the bans from Lions. I mean, they're also just very strong heroes in general.
Oh, they most certainly are. And Moscow 5, they're definitely a team that loves aggression. They might not even go for the hardest of carries just because they like to end the games early, or at least go for a lineup that has the potential to do so, and if not, to just kind of GG out. But we'll see what they go for as Lions. The Viper, all around a pretty solid hero, just really tanky, pretty annoying in the team fights with the Viper Strike, Corrosive Skin plus the Poison Attack of course, and just somebody to build a mech for your team.
And looks like, well, all these delays going to lead up to a Death Prophet. About time, I would say. Viper versus Death Prophet, if it does come down to that, generally is a fairly even lane, so we might be seeing that matchup. Although Batrider does have a little bit of versatility there, it's more often that we see Batrider in the off lane, which can be punished. Vengeful Spirit Ogre Magi is an incredibly aggressive laning, or aggressive support pair, as just double stuns is going to get you a lot of kills many, many times, and Well, Lions, with the Skyroth Mage pickup, I expect their support pick to be somewhere along the lines of a Shaker. Or they could just go for an Anti-Mage. Okay. Uh, yeah, they're going to have a lot of late game now.
Well, late game is definitely going to be there. Of course, having the spell shield will definitely help as well up against the multicast coming out from Ogre. But Moscow 5, they have a pretty solid amount of physical damage already, at least when the Death Prophet has the Exorcism up. Plus, of course, the minus armor from the Wave of Terror of the Vengeful. So, Anti-Mage, is it too greedy of a pick here considering what Moscow 5 already has?
I think it is. I mean, Anti-Mage, though he is a hero that I think is viable at this stage in Dota, he is a hero that you could wait on. Like, you're not going to need to pick up an Anti-Mage 4th when you could get him 5th. It's right now showing their cards, and Moscow 5, they're going to recognize that and pick up the Doom. If you have an Anti-Mage and he gets doomed, suddenly you're not very happy any longer. So, it's a pretty hard counter because Lions showed their hand a little bit too early, and now they have to really turtle up with one more support. The Shaker still looks really good here for Lions, but I don't know. Viper Batrider, they're definitely capable of holding down the fort, but the Anti-Mage has so many counters already.
Is this one of the games where Doombringer goes for the Aghanim Scepter? Because otherwise nowadays the Doom does not disable passives, so the mana break will be there, the spell shield, corrosive skin for the Viper. Would an Aghanim Scepter be a just good pickup here?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen that much Doom. The one time I did see him, he did go for that Aghanims, which was, I suppose, nice in the end. I believe it was Team Malaysia that did it, so worked out for them. I think just shutting down the blink of an anti-mage should be enough until it gets to a little bit later. Like, for the most part of the game, just Doom on itself is fine. So maybe Aghanims after one other bigger item.
Yeah, we'll see what he wants to go for. I mean, Doom has the versatility. I mean, there's just so many builds you can go for. You can go for like the Aura strat, Shivas plus AC and whatnot. But we'll see. Most likely Blink will almost always be in one Doom's inventory. But the last bans, Earthshaker, unfortunately for Lions, banned out by Moscow 5. Slark banned out by Lions themselves. Just a slippery hero, pretty good against Batrider as far as carries are concerned. Yeah, up against Viper, of course, so the same. But what support could Lions go for now? I guess if they want to go for a little bit of a defensive support, at least for the laning phase, they could go for a Rubik. A reasonable amount of things to steal, just most importantly the Doom, but...
Yeah,
What?
Rubik is always going to be reasonable, as you said. I think you could still go for a melee support here. If they want to go for a Sand King or a Wraith King, then they could pretty easily get away with that. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. The only thing that they really have to concern themselves with is their lack of stuns right now, because Slark was banned out by Lions because the only real stun they have is the lasso, and you don't really want to be counting on that 100% of the time. So as long as it's a hero that has stuns, they should be fine. And even if they do have stuns, they will still be very stun light. Moscow 5 could pick up something that's very slippery, that's not Slark or Morphling.
Oh man, I saw a Slark game today. It was, I think, VG Gaming versus CDEC. And there was a Slark, although their team was kind of losing, the Slark had a crazy amount of farm, plus he just didn't die. Every time he got out with like 100 HP because the enemy just couldn't lock him down. It could have gone the same way here had it not been banned, but Lions going for a Shadow Shaman, a hero that used to be pretty much the most popular support along with Skyroth Mage, and I think it's still just such a strong hero, and the Lions, they pick it up, so they have some push, maybe can speed up the process of anti-mage getting the Battle Fury.
Yeah, they have a little bit of push. They have a hero that does counter the heroes that are more slippery, i.e. Weaver or Ember Spirit. If Moscow 5 had plans to pick those up, then now maybe those plans aren't as attractive with the Shadow Shaman on the field. Yet still, there are only these two stuns coming out from the Shadow Shaman, or these two disables coming out from the Shadow Shaman and the Batrider. So maybe the silence from Skyroth Mage if they're very spell reliant. But right now, Moscow 5, they still can go for a very slippery core. I expect the Doom to be played as more of a lighter hero, as maybe going towards the offlane Death Prophet mid. So how hard of a carry do Moscow 5 want? Do they want to go over the Anti-Mage and try to take it later, or do they want to end the game before Anti-Mage gets big? That's really going to be what this last pick is going to determine.
To be honest, they could take this to the late game. I mean, they have a Death Prophet and Doom, so I think if all three of their cores would be farmed, they could just overtake the Anti-Mage. Because Anti-Mage solo isn't that scary, at least when you can have similar amounts of farm on your own cores. But if Anti-Mage just takes over the game completely, is like 6k plus net worth ahead of the others 30 minutes in, then it's a huge issue. But Luna will be the pick for Moscow 5. So they're running a similar lineup as they did yesterday. But is this an aggressive tri lane by them, or are they just going to run it safe?
Oh, it should definitely be an aggressive tri lane. First of all, Doom does a lot better in the safe lane than in the solo off lane, as he's tanky for sure, but he doesn't have that many ways of escaping aside from just trying to run away. And Luna in tri lanes with Vengeful Spirit Aura and Ogre Magi, who's just one of the tankiest heroes, level 1 in the game, it'll be a hard tri lane to mess up. And it is not going to be the best tri lane for the Lion side. I mean, Anti-Mage is kind of a weak link, and as powerful as Shadow Shaman, Skywrath Mage are, they have a lot of stuns to contest with. So I expect Moscow 5 to dominate this top lane.
It should be so indeed. At least Shadow Shaman started with boots, so maybe they're gonna just sacrifice the anti-mage at least for the first couple of minutes and try to get the mid lane kills or something like that. But Moscow 5, they're trying to bait out the kill potentially here at the rune already. Of course, Kingar might not be the best of heroes since for Lions. If you see the support there, you would immediately think that an aggressive tri lane will be coming out and the rest of the heroes will also be there. If they had baited out a Doombringer there, for example, who can be the offlaner, then maybe. But to introduce the lineups in any case, so for Lions, Era will be playing the anti-mage with Jonathan Fan on the Batrider, Key on the Skywrath Mage, Quicks taking up the mid lane Viper, and the last one will be Minuts on the Shadow Shaman, and they are dodging, they're going for an aggressive try of their own.
Oh, but are M5 going to counter dodge, or are their supports going to stick up here? Because right now we have Arzart playing the Doom, currently up on top with King R and PGG playing the Vengeful Spirit Ogre Magi support duo. Over towards mid, we have Blow Your Brain on the Death Prophet. That leaves Nubik on the bottom lane Luna. Oh my god, M5 have a perfect read of what Lions are doing right now. I mean, they saw the supports, each team, they knew what was going on, and they decided, oh, we're going to be cute and try to dodge. But no, M5, they're going to make the 3v3 lane happen, and it's going to be a little bit bad for the Doom going up against Batriders, but it's still going to be just so much better for them on this bottom lane. I think they're going to be okay with making this trade.
Oh, and look at this as well, Lions. This Observer Ward here, they actually blocked the big camp, so Doom won't be able to just eat that one creep immediately. That's actually pretty huge. Arsart definitely gonna be hurt by that a little bit. No auras for him, no nothing. So nicely done by the Dire supports at the very least, but man, this tri lane.
Anti-Mage is up top now.
Oh, I just love those games. I haven't seen such a game for ages where there's like 3-4 lane swaps within the first 2-3 minutes.
Well, they really don't want Anti-Mage to go up against Luna. Like, the matchup there, you could burn her mana, sure, but you're going to be losing like 90% of the time. So they're going to swap out Era up on top lane. Versus Arzart, the matchup is actually very good for the Anti-Mage, as Doom is very short on mana generally, and if you hit him twice with the mana break, then suddenly he's completely screwed. How much are they going to invest into this? Looks like Key is rotating up there as well. I expect Minuts to make that rotation as well. The question is, are M5 going to rotate up there? How much do they want this 3v3 lineup? I don't think it's worth spending like TPs to kind of achieve.
It might not be, especially since that would mean that in the bottom lane you might be able to shut down the Batrider. Of course, Minuts, he's hanging around as well. And they have to be really careful. If there's like 3 sticky napalms with Minuts and the Shadow Shaman helping out, they might get an easy kill on Kingar. He might get chased down anyway. No, Jonathan Fan. If he had like 60 more mana, I think he would have gone for it. Firefly plus another like 3 sticky napalms, but mana pool early on is just not that great.
Yeah, so top lane is going to be Arzart just staying the course. Era right now with Key is going to get the defensive lane that they wanted, and well, so far no rotations from Moscow 5, although Ogre Magi has left the bottom lane and paid a visit to mid, didn't really get anything done. It looks like King R is going to stick around for this Luna, and it's going to end up being 2v2 lanes on the bottom as well as on the top, which is not how I expected these lanes to turn out. But hey, Vengeful Spirit Luna, they could put out a serious amount of damage, but up on top they're going to go for Era already. Here comes Minos teleported up here. It's a full defensive tri-lane in the end for Lions. It only took them 2 minutes 30 to get that to happen. And this is of course going to leave Jonas on the bottom lane as the Batrider, but he has Firefly. He should be fine most cases.
And actually this top side, this anti-mage did a really good job of just mana breaking Arsart. And then PGG, I have no idea why he thought he is going to be the exception, but he went in, Fire Blast, and went actually next to the anti-mage for some right clicks, but that was just not a smart idea, because anti-mage was like, yeah, your right clicks don't hurt that much, I have a stout shield, and just mana breaks PGG in return. They have Clarities, thank God for them. Oh, they might find Minuts. Do they have the stun? They do, but there's no Ignite to slow them down further, and Key, he appears as well, the Shackles, the concussive shot Era, he blinks in aggressively. Doesn't find the right pathing immediately, and PGG might be able to survive. Never mind, Key, he gets the kill with the Arcane Bolt. First blood for them, and Moscow 5, they tried to shut down the anti-mage, but it's backfiring, and maybe they should have just rotated their own lane as well accordingly.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really expect those types of things to happen. Doom and Ogre Magi, some of the tankier heroes in the game, and Anti-Mage deceptively does do a lot of damage early on when he goes for a full-on mana break build, and it looks like that is going to be his build of choice. So he had the right build for the right circumstance, and Ogre Magi just took a truckload of damage from that Anti-Mage, and well, he's a mage, and Anti-Mage living up to his name, I suppose it was kind of to be expected, but Lions, they have the full defensive tri-lane versus only 2 heroes, and both of those heroes are melee. Moscow 5's top lane is extremely, extremely weak because of that case. However, it's going to be Jonas Fan to be the one in trouble. He's going to get double stunned over in the river. That's going to be his death. I don't really know what he was trying to do, but he didn't get it done. And up on top lane, they're going to go for Arzart once again. Even if they don't kill this Doom, a Doom with no mana is just such a sad hero.
It's so bad for Arzart that he doesn't have mana, because usually it's like, if you're in the off lane, even up against the tri lane, at least you can devour every now and then. But he can't even do that, so he might just... Oh, actually, they're going into quicks. Magic Missile connects as well. Should be an easy kill. One more Crypt Swarm is gonna do it, unless Kingar goes down in return. Oh god, blow your way in Arcane Bolts. Well, your ganking is free, but you're also losing 1 in return, almost 2. That is not a favorable position. Plus Scarf Mage, getting the levels, getting towards the fast level 6. It's pretty good for Lions.
Yeah, I think they would rather have the EXP focused into one hero in the Scarith Mage, rather than spread out between pretty much all the heroes for Moscow 5, especially since level 6 Scarith Mage is just such a huge jump of power, assuming the Shadow Shaman disables can keep up, and he's already level 3. I mean, it's not the highest level in the world, but he has enough for a Shackle, and if you have a Shackle Mystic Flare, you're going to be getting kills. And Batrider, he's almost at level 6 as well, so they'll have Mystic Flare up at a relatively decent pace, and they will have the tools in order to keep heroes there in order for the Mystic Flare to actually land.
So kill score 2-2, 5.5 minutes in. Luna 27 and 14 compared to 26 and 15 on the anti-mage. So both safe laners farming up pretty damn well. Of course, Sarah has himself the Quelling Blade, Lunar Blessing for Luna. Those heroes, at least with the item, with the Quelling Blade, they're gonna have such a nice time. Oh, Magic Missile into Jonas on fan. Can he fire play? Yes, he can, of course. Shatter Blast, not gonna cut it.
Yeah, Shatter Blast does do quite a bit of damage, but PGG up on top lane is going to be the one in trouble. He lost his friendly Doom, and I guess that means that Lion feel comfortable enough diving a tower, and that's going to be them diving real deep for it. Power Treads on the Anti-Mage as well. He has gone for, as far as Anti-Mage builds go, a rather aggressive early game start with the Power Treads aside, as opposed to just a straight up Battle Fury rush with a Perseverance or a big sword. So that's going to help him do quite a bit more damage. The more attack speed, the more mana you break, the better you are in lane. And though PGG has a full mana pool now, that's definitely not going to be the case. And Arzart, he's completely out of mana. So this Anti-Mage is running around without answers for the Moscow 5 side. Even though they do have the perfect heroes to shut him down, their heroes are just not in the right place. They're on the bottom lane.
Yeah, it's just the shackles. They last for so long on a Shadow Shaman, and PGG gonna run into key. Skyref should be plenty fast enough. Just 375 movement speed. PGG doesn't even have boots at the moment. And whoa, Blower Brain gonna exchange some blows. Now the Magic Missile as well. Can they get the kill on quicks? I don't think they have enough slows. Blower Brain. He even pops the Exorcism. Oh man, they should have known that there's just no way PGG can get close enough for the Ignite or Fire Blast.
Yeah, this is only level 6 Exorcism as well, with that means 2 Witchcraft, 1 Exorcism, so it is a rather weak usage of this ultimate, but I mean, I don't know if she was going to use it anyway. But here comes the Lion's defense. They're going to open up on PGG. However, Quicks is going to take a lot of damage in return. He does have 3 corrosive, so he should be fine, although Vengeful Spirit just has enough damage. PGG now sitting in the fire as the Batrider throwing it everywhere is not going to get the kill on. Arzart comes in with a shockwave. Ogre Magi is going to survive 30 HP. That's a 2 for 1 so far. Minus might be a little bit of trouble as Arzart does do quite a bit of damage. He's going to chop down the Shadow Shaman. One more Crypt Sword, not going to land. Now concussive. Might buy Minus the space he needs. He's going to get away for a body block. One more right click will do it. How did Blow Your Brain get close enough for that right click? Phase Boots, movement speed, I guess, really strong. That's a 3 for 1 over in the mid lane. And Lion's defense, I mean, you usually want to start defense with full health heroes. That was not the case, and that was seriously punished by Moscow 5.
Yeah, the Batrider was only level 5 as well, and still is because he just died there. Really nicely done by King R on the Vengeful Spirit, just standing his ground and going in for the right clicks. The minus armor early on can just do a deceptively high amount, to be honest. So, really nicely done, but of course Era, together with Nubik, both of them keeping up the farm on the safe lane. Although I think Moscow 5, they might just have a slightly bigger mid-game hit when they just have their ultimates and go in with the Lunar Blessing and just Exorcism to get down towers. Because Lions, they need the Blink on Batrider to actually be able to contest, I think.
Oh, for sure. And they also voluntarily walked into an Exorcism that was already up. And even though it is just a level 1 Exorcism with 2 Witchcraft, it was still an ultimate that's up, and you don't really want to be walking into that when you have a chance to avoid it. I thought that it was just going to be Moscow 5 getting a little bit of damage on the tower, not going to be able to bring it down just because they don't have enough DPS. But hey, if Lions decide to walk into that meat grinder, then they're going to get ground up. So they were kind of asking for that one, quite honestly. Like starting a fight without full HP and starting a fight with unfavorable circumstances without proper initiation. And hopefully they don't make those kinds of mistakes again. I guess fortunately enough for them, the anti-mage wasn't a part of that, but that's a very narrow win, if you could call it a win at all.
Yeah, it definitely is. So at least anti-mage applying a pretty nice amount of pressure on the tower as well now. I think he might even get it here. Oh, the glyph is also on cooldown. TP from Nubik. He has the eclipse, of course, but he cancels it. I'm not too sure if he saw Minuts being there or not. Maybe saw the right click coming in, or just wanted to push on their own. But just the TP wasted. They get their own tower in return. 2M5 keep going though.
I don't really know if they have enough power. If they get a kill on Key, then they'll definitely keep going. Ogre Magi is really going to die for this one. A little bit of minus armor onto Key, but he's going to feel more than comfortable enough to turn around. However, Luna was there with the beam. That's going to be just the Sky with Mage. PGG trying to teleport out. The damage from Viper, not quite enough with only 1 point in Nether Toxin. I think if he had 2, then he would have gotten that kill, but going for the defensive build is going to be punishing Quicks right now as they get a quick smash and grab down on the bottom lane. They can't go for more, obviously, but hey, they already get a little bit more than they bargained for.
So we're 10 minutes in now. Era keeps on farming as does Nubix. That's the biggest part, but I really still think that Moscow 5, if it goes to late game and anti-mage hasn't taken the game over early enough, just the free cores of Moscow 5 I think are going to be way stronger than that of Lions. Of course, Lions, they have the initiation power of the Batrider, so that's always something to account for. But looking at the graphs now, it's about a 1400 gold lead, net worth lead for Moscow 5 XP. Only about 100, so that's absolutely nothing. But it looks like they have their sights set on the mid tower.
Yeah, and that should be a tower that they could very easily push down. Still, the exorcism hasn't gotten any stronger, even though Death Prophet has gotten 2 more levels, so that's definitely a thing. But, I mean, the tower is not healthy at all, and Lions, they probably don't want to make another defense here, as they probably should remember what happened last time. They don't have Serpent Wars or anything like that. If they did, they would be more willing to commit to this, but they shouldn't, and it looks like they're not going to. Tower is now in deny range, and let's see if the damage is enough. 2x multicast from the Minuts. The tower is going to be destroyed. King R looking for a magic missile. Minuts is going to get swapped back, in fact, right into a beam, and that's going to be his death. Nubik, rather, joining the fight rather early, and with those auras, going to put a lot more damage into the towers. That's a second tier 1 tower down, rather, and it should be the third as soon as Blow Your Brain has his ultimate back up.
Yeah, and they smoke up as well now. They still have the Eclipse, although after the Eclipse there's no mana, or not enough mana for another Lucent Beam, unfortunately. But the drums are flying out, and this courier might be a dead giveaway. They are not flying it immediately there, so smart choice. They want to go for quicks. Oh god, PG, multicast, maybe, Ignite first. He doesn't get the stun, Fire Blast follow up. Yeah, now he gets the multicast Eclipse as well. Oh, what a nice setup, and the Viper, he just ran away from the creeps himself.
Yeah, he really didn't have a chance to escape there. And right now, Lions, do they have Blink Dagger yet? They're very close to a Blink Dagger, but it's still a relatively late one. Like 2 deaths onto the Batrider, and I guess he hasn't just been farming very well this game. The Batrider Blink is going to be extremely delayed. Their Viper isn't really holding the fort. The Mystic Flare, I don't think, has been used a single time. Right now, Moscow 5 are in complete control of this game, and they're going to probably not let go, because as this game progresses, as Lions lose more and more heroes, they're going to become more reliant on Era's Anti-Mage. And it is a hero that you should feel comfortable putting all of your hopes in, but still, it's all the pressure in the world for the Anti-Mage. And if he doesn't perform, and it's very possible it doesn't because of Doom being on the field, then Lions can find themselves in a really bad situation. They need more time. They need these heroes to stop dying. Maybe they need to take some towers in exchange, but every single time they go for a push, it's going to be Moscow 5 pushing probably harder or making a more substantial defense, because Batrider still does not have Blink. This is the worst time to go for a tower push if you're Lions. And here comes PGG. Has a Fire Blast on the mine. That's no multicast on that, but he will ignite him and Key at the same time. King R looking for an angle in, though he doesn't have any vision. Arzard is going to charge forward with the drums. Minuts is going to turn around, be the sacrificial lamb, but is it going to be just him going down? Key is now going to get doomed up. They don't have any disables to lock him down, but they are still moving very swiftly. King R is going to swap the Doom back for a Magic Missile. Nicely played by the Vengeful Spirit. That was just on the edge of the Magic Missile range. That's going to get 2 kills for Moscow 5, and that should be a tower as well. Although Death Prophet doesn't have any mana, so maybe not.
I found it also extremely weird, especially Era. He came all the way from the top side. Blink, blink, blink. Oh, but the lasso onto Nubik. They're going to get the Luna at the very least for the troubles now. So easy kill, shackled under the tower. Tower is in deny range as well, so It's a huge kill, getting the enemy core plus the tower deny. But still, before that anti-mage, he blinked from top to bottom almost, then went back to the top lane. So he was losing valuable farming time, going for like a pseudo push without Shadow Shaman being even level 6.
Yeah, and even with that kill, Anti-Mage is still slightly behind the Luna. Of course, she has a whole bunch of towers helping her gold per minute out and her net worth out, but the Anti-Mage needs more. And really, Anti-Mage, as powerful as he is in the late game, he really excels because of the fact that he can get farm a lot faster, so he gets to his quote-unquote late game before many other heroes. And if Luna is farming on pace with the Anti-Mage, then that's not going to be the case. And though Manta Style, Battle Fury, those are all good tools, Luna, with a little bit of help, can stand and fight against the Anti-Mage. So even though Lions, they are getting farm on their hero, it's not going to be the end-all. They need to really just tighten up the bolts just a little bit, and it looks like it's going to be Moscow 5 constantly applying that pressure. They've taken top, and now it is going to be their objective. They do have an Exorcism up, and they should be looking for a tier 2, I expect. Bottom lane, tier 1 tower should be sacrificed.
I do have to say that Era, he still got a extremely damn fast Battle Fury, to be honest. 14.5 minutes in, oh, as they get another kill, my nuts. Nothing for him to do, but 15-minute Battle Fury with power treads on top of that, and you have, well, you've destroyed one tower, but it's not all that much. It's extremely fast, but will they still be able to withstand the pressure? Because Anti-Mage, Battle Fury alone is not enough, and look at Moscow 5, just 5 manning, tier 2 already down.
They can keep going as well. They don't use Exorcism, and now Lions, their hand is forced. They have a blink on the Bat Rider. That is going to be a little bit of a nice initiation kick for Lions, but their Anti-Mage does not want to fight right now. But I think he has to. Like, unless he gets the biggest mana void of the century, this is going to be a very difficult defense. Although PGG walking forward, he's going to get swapped out. Mystic Flare is going to completely whiff, and that's going to be it. No more Exorcism, or not much more Exorcism, so they pull out a whole bunch of skills from either side. Tower dropped a little bit, but M5, even if they don't push the high ground, they already took the tier 2, so anything after that was just a bonus.
Wow, this push from Moscow 5, it was the smartest thing to do as well, just because they know they can pressure it. And excellent swap from the Vengeful Spirit there. This lasso did absolutely nothing. Mystic Flare completely whiffing. Oh my nuts! Runs into the enemy. He's so close to the level 6 as well, but 16 minutes in, Shadow Shaman being level 5 is kind of unacceptable.
Yeah, you really need to get something going with Shadow Shaman. I think they really just chose the hero because they needed someone with disables. But, you know, the disables haven't actually been casted, like, at all this game. So it's pretty much just an irrelevant hero at this point. Having 3 points in shock is decent, but at this point, it's definitely not going to cut it. So this Shadow Shaman right now is just dead weight. He will be a little bit more useful once he hits level 6, but very marginally so, as he's just so far under-leveled. And I'm pretty sure Moscow 5 will not really care about those Serpent Wards unless they're like backdooring their tier 1s. And again, they're so far ahead in the towers that they're okay trading away tier 1s.
Well, Era almost got the tier 2 tower down as well, down to quarter of an HP, slightly less, but close enough to quarter. So at least Era or Anti-Mage overall is doing what he's supposed to do. PGG though, oh my nuts, don't go high ground, do not run there. No. I feel so sorry for the Shadow Shaman.
No. Is he just dead now? Oh, yeah, is my teleport out, swap? King R. Come on. That's like a rookie mistake.
They should have gotten the kill for sure. Nubik though, he pops the Eclipse. Haste on key, he's gonna escape. I think the Lucid Beam is not gonna be enough mana void. Catches both of them as well. PGG, he's gonna be the second casualty. Or easy, King R comes in the last Arcane Bolt though. It's still gonna get the kill. Holy crap. They're just on a feeding frenzy here.
Now that's another rookie mistake. You don't run into 3 heroes as Luna without BKB. What is the Luna doing? Like, then she kind of suckered the rest of her teammates to jumping in as well. She was trying to go for a Skywrath Mage kill, and Skywrath Mage is not worth trading your Luna for. So that was just mistakes upon mistakes, and just like that, they let the Shadow Shaman live, which isn't exactly relevant, but they lose 3 heroes down the bottom lane that Anti-Mage was a part of. Suddenly he has 6 assists, up from, I believe, 2 before, or maybe 3. And he's farming very well. So Moscow 5, though they are still very far ahead, you can never really discount their ability to throw, because they just threw away all the experience lead they had. Their net worth is still technically in their lead because of towers, but I don't know if that's going to hold out for them.
Wow, classic, man. Classic M5. The last 2 games we have seen of them, one casted by me, one by you. Both of them were kind of throwish, to be honest. So, oh man. They're still ahead, and of course, their tower pushing, and even late game is still going to be extremely strong. Doom finally has a point in level def as well, so, and even an ensnare taken up from Toll Warlord. So at least can next time disable TPs by himself, but they got their eyes on Quicks. Come on, multicast, PGG! Ignite to slow him down. Do they have Yules? Yes, they do. They should have enough to just bring him down now.
And the stuns, and the stuns. Quicks is gonna drop 4 levels of Nether Toxin. Isn't enough for that. You need like 8 levels of Corrosive Skin rather, to defend against that. And that's going to be a tower push over towards mid. This is not the best timing as Luna does not yet have her BKB. I would rather like to see Moscow 5 take Roshan with this Exorcism, and then once Luna gets her BKB, then use everything again once it comes back up. But hell, if they get the pick off, then it's going to be decent for them. Serpent Ward is going to act as a secondary tower, but those aren't going to last for very long. Pretty much are one-shottable at this point, maybe with the Death Prophet, but Anti-Mage gets the tower in the meantime, and the tower once again is defended over in the mid lane. Another Exorcism kind of wasted that they could have used for Roshan.
Roshan might have been better for sure. At least they got the glyph out as well from Lajons, so they will have a 5-minute time window now to just go and try again. It's definitely going to be key, I think, for Moscow 5 to hit that timing before the glyph comes back up, since the tower is so damn low, and with a Luna and Exorcism, bringing down 300 HP on a tower is just nothing.
Yeah, but right now, Lions, they're going to look to be on the offensive. This is an awfully bold move from them, but they do have Blink and Force Staff now on their Batrider. So if they catch anyone, even if they're with another person, as long as that other person isn't Vengeful Spirit, they will be able to get this kill. And it looks like PGG is going to be the target. He hasn't really been having the most fortunate of games, but actually, no, Lions, they're going to veer off to the side. Firefly, and they're going to run straight into the entirety of Moscow 5. This is them with an Eclipse on Luna, with the Doom available. No Exorcism, though. So that might be them a little bit weaker. Era. Oh, it's going to be Minuts. It's always Minuts. My god, this guy is just so unlucky.
It's just one of those games when one certain support takes just everything into his own face. It just can't be helped, but he's not dead for all that long. Moscow 5, I guess they're just going to go high ground again. They're pinging it out. I thought like maybe take Roshan instead, just a safe Roshan and then go high ground, since a pretty... Oh, but they get the Doom on Era. Why? Anti-Mage, he just ran into it. Holy crap. That... Didn't he see the Doom?
I don't know. Maybe he thought he was somewhere else or something like that. There are no words to describe what's going on in this game. And now Moscow 5, they're going to push, and they're at the very least going to take this tower. Like, third time's the charm. They would have taken it anyway. The Anti-Mage does not want to buy back, and I don't think he will, but Lions, they can't really mount defense unless they get initiation onto PGG. Moscow 5, they should still feel comfortable pushing this pushing this high ground. But it's going to be close. Now the Yule Scepter onto the Batrider. Jump forward from Arzar's going to completely miss the stomp. Now he gets hit the Viper Strike. Here comes the Eclipse, though, from Nubik. Going to drive everyone back. Not going to kill off anyone just yet. Minuts. No, Minuts. Let it not be so. He's going to go down again. Nubik, though, tagged with the poison. Taking quite a bit of damage, even through the drums. The damage isn't quite going to be enough, however, with the poison attack and the Ancient Seal amplifying it. It's just barely going to be short. The tower does drop, but no Rax damage is going to be taken. Now Anti-Mage back into this game is going to be able to defend. Moscow 5, this is like the definition of slow and steady. But I don't really know if it's going to win the race. I think they have to go a little bit faster than slow and steady.
I think it's still fine for them just because they got the kill onto the Anti-Mage. If Anti-Mage had been farming the entire time while they were trying to go for the push, it would have been a little bit more disastrous. Although I still think the Prophet need not pop the Exorcism there like that. They would have been fine without it as well, I think. And oh, Lions? Do they really want to get Roshan off their own? Will it be even fast enough? There's no Exorcism and Eclipse, so I guess it's rather safe. Era should be able to blink out, but yeah, they're backing off.
I don't think they could have even done it. Like, they would have just all dropped to red HP if that was going to be the case. Just because Anti-Mage can't tank it, Viper doesn't have a mech or anything like that. Do Lions actually have a mech?
No, they don't. Actually, we meant to ask you about that as well. I mean, Viper is going for straight off Aghanim Scepter. Just, you can't fight it all. Oh, they get the Yules. Is there a stun follow-up? They have the Doom. Holy crap, Silence Doom. Road of Athos. Bye-bye Anti-Mage. They're just stopping Anti-Mage's farm so efficiently now in the past couple of minutes.
Yeah, you can't really run away from a Doom with the Blink Dagger, plus a Death Prophet with Yule Scepter setting that up. Is it going to be Roshan, or is it going to be mid lane again? This is something that Moscow 5 can take fairly easily because they have the minus armor, they have the plus damage. PGG not the best hero to tank up, but the overwhelming damage they have is going to be more than enough. So this is going to be Roshan for them. This is going to buy time for the Anti-Mage to revive, but we see how relevant he's actually being in these fights. He's always going to be the Doom target in this game, and really that's why they picked up the Doom, or taking in order to shut down this Anti-Mage, and I would say it's working out pretty well for them.
Yeah, now there's an Aghanim Scepter as well on Doombringer, so all the passives will be disabled, and Doombringer, when he's close enough, that will just mean that the duration will be endless. Oh god, this is so huge now. The Aegis on Nubik with the BKB, Kingar. He has 3 points into Vengeance Aura as well, so Nubik is hitting for, well, actually not all that much, but almost 200, plus of course Bloodlust to boost up the attack speed. They're gonna get the last outer tower, and Lajons, they're gonna have to mount a hell of a defense here.
Yeah, they're not going to defend this tier 2. Can they actually split push anything out? Top lane Quicks is going for that, but this Viper is not too relevant. He's already tanky for sure with the Aghanim Scepter build that he's going for, but that's about it. They're going to lay some fire down and maybe try to thin the creep wave, but King R, I'm sure, is going to be looking for a swap, or they're just going to be wrapping around, and, well, knowing Era or Minus luck, they're going to die, but no, they're just going to go for the mid lane. This is not something that Lions are expecting, not something I was expecting either. Here comes the TP defense from the Anti-Mage as well as Key, but the Glaives are bouncing through. Fortification is forced out. Minus needs to drop his Serpent Wards right here. They need some sort of initiation, but with these Glaives, it's so hard for the Batrider to actually get a blink angle in. There's Serpent Wards down, but they're very quickly going to be farmed up. The Raxes are going to get backdoor protected, I think. Are they backdoor protected? Yes, they are. So now Moscow 5 can no longer push this, but they will open up onto Quicks, doing quite a bit of damage. PGG going to walk right into a Mystic Flare, though. He's going to go down. However, lots of Lions heroes very weak. Nubik's going to pop his BKB, try to use his Aegis, though, but this is going to mean he responds without that magic immunity. Quicks taking a lot of damage. He will go down in the end, but here comes Jonathan off to the side. He's not going to jump in, nor will Era just yet. Still, they're not taking these Raxes, so I don't really know why Moscow 5 are still here. Nubik might be dying a second time after the usage of his BKB and Aegis. Era still hasn't jumped in. The rest of his team has been making this defense 100%, but now Era, he's putting himself in harm's way. He's gonna get doomed. He waited all that time just to get doomed. Era, come on, man. Quicks now is in a lot of trouble, and he's gonna get thrown up into the air due to the Yule Scepter, landing right into a stomp and the Lucent Beam. Shock from Minot's not gonna do nearly enough. Era's gonna jump in for the weakest Mana Void of all time. However, Concussive Shot's going to slow down Nubik and kill off the Vengeful Spirit, both, as Era does have to buy back into this game, but he's going to collect at the very least 2 kills for his team. He should be blinking forward for Arzar, but he's going to TP out. No, nothing that they have is going to interrupt that. That is going to be, I suppose, a successful defense from Lions. However, a buyback on the Anti-Mage is going to mean that that's very, very expensive.
Yeah, the buyback was on the Viper as well, so they ended some killing sprees, and since Moscow 5 were pretty far ahead, the kills would have been pretty nice, but XP and gold actually even slightly favoring Moscow 5 from that exchange. And once again, Glyph on cooldown now. The backdoor protection, of course. I think M5, they could have taken that fight so much better. Just back off when the backdoor protection kicked in. Not go that aggressive and kind of suicide a couple of heroes, for example PGG. But all in all, I still think they're at a pretty favorable lead, just because Era having to buy back means the meta style is going to be delayed by even longer.
And he's so desperately needs it. If nothing else, to confuse Moscow 5 as to which one's the real Anti-Mage. That last fight, Era, I mean, after the buyback, he did something, but before that, he was literally doing nothing. He, like, was off to the sidelines, scared of jumping in. And by the time he actually jumped in, he jumped right into a Doom, so he didn't get anything done. So this is going to be still very difficult for Lions moving forward. They don't have any items because they're forced to buy back. Boots travels in the Batrider, and he's actually pretty farmed. But a farmed Batrider is not going to be winning you the games. They need farm on the Viper and the Anti-Mage, and they're pretty much stalled out on items, especially this Viper. I don't think he's picked up a single item piece within the past, like, 10 minutes.
Do you know who's farmed, though? Blow your brain, man. He has a Sheepstick now as well on the Death Prophet. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a level 3 Exorcism quite yet, but they don't care. They're just gonna go into the mid lane. Some creep skipping by Jonathan Fan. Gonna find the courier as well, I think. One more right click. It's the Manta style of... Oh no, just the Yasha of Nubik. I thought it's like Yasha plus recipe, but 4-step of Kingar, Courier makes it alive, but Mass Serpent Force in Era. They're going for the counter Rex.
I don't think they're going to be able to do that because they're going to very swiftly lose mid, and now Moscow 5, they're just going to take another one. Is it going to be a 2-for-1 Rax trade? This is actually going to favor Lions quite a bit, as making any sort of trade with Rax is going to be pretty nice for the Anti-Mage team. Yeah, this is going to be 2-for-1 Raxing. Well, often do I get to say that, not very often, but now can they make a defense on this Rax? If they could defend this as well, oh my god, that would be huge. But Jonas Fan looking onto the sidelines, but they're still losing a lot of damage to these Raxes. They're not going in. Guys, you have to go. Like right now, they're going to wait till the Raxes drop, but instantly the lasso is snapped by the Vengeful Spirit, and the Eclipse is going to kill off everyone else from Lions. That's the Batrider and Shadow Shaman forced to buy back. That's 2 Raxes and 1 Rax in favor of Moscow 5. Here comes Era. Instantly, he's going to get stunned up and slowed down. He's going to get Hoop Stomped and then Force Staffed out, but he's going to turn around for Mana Void. Will kill off the Luna, but he's going to get the trade of his own life, and he doesn't have a buyback. Now Arzar is finally going to get shackled by Minuts, but I don't think Minuts has quite enough, as Jonas Fan off to the side is also on the run from PGG. One more Fire Blast will kill him off. It's only 2 supports and a Batrider left for Lions. Minuts is going to get absolutely destroyed. Oh, he's going to Hex King R. Might buy a little bit more time. Not going to be enough, as Blow Your Brain's still in this fight. Not with that much HP, though, so he is going to back off. That's a 2-for-1 Raxing, and it looks like Moscow 5 are going to disengage. However, Batrider's going to travel in. He wants more. He's going to get the Vengeful Spirit. Now going to jump forward for Blow Your Brain. This might be Moscow 5 losing all 5 of their heroes, but even if they do, I don't really think it's going to bother them that much. And Death Prophet's really fast. She's not going to die here. She might die here. Yule Scepter and then run seems to be her best bet.
Unfortunately, no TP on him. Come on, run! 5 stacks of Sticky Napalm. He didn't get rid of them. I think he still might get chased down. Flame Break, yeah. Wow, godlike streak ended. But Batrider, that farm is just not going to do him any good, I think. And Lajons, I think all of their heroes used buyback or have used apart from the Skyriff Mage. So they're just losing so much gold, even if they somehow win the fight.
Yeah, and now their 2 racks is down, so Moscow 5 with so much direct pushing power, they can even choose to split push if they want to, but just everyone on the top lane pushing with Exorcism should be enough to, at the very least, force another fight from Lajons, and their initiation has not been there. Like, the Batrider has always had a lot of trouble because of the fact that he has not been able to jump through the glaives, constantly canceling his Blink Dagger, and therefore there's no lasso. It's always been lasso extremely late, and you could, granted, only get lassos on the Vengeful Spirit, so those just angles just haven't been there for Lajons. And if the Batrider's not initiating, then what is he doing in your team comp? He's doing nothing.
Moscow 5, of course, they took that fight pretty nicely as well, just as Lajons came in. And I have to say, overall, throughout the entire game, King Gar on the Vengeful Spirit, he's been pretty much spot on with every single play. His reactions on the swap after the lasso have been just within half a second every time.
Yeah, we're not going to mention that failed swap up on top lane for the Shadow Shaman, but that was an act of mercy, I'm sure. Oh, blink forward for the Doom. Instantly, it's going to get snapped. Now the multicast onto the Batrider. Going to drop him down fairly low. I don't think they have enough to chase this. Blow Your Brain charging forward with a lot of movement speed, but the Flame Break is going to slow him down. Key's going to be the casualty, but he's a Scarif Mage. That's kind of his job. Arzark going to get hit pretty hard by the Mystic Flare, but that's 1 down for Lajons, and they don't have a lasso for this defense. Moscow 5, they should just clear up the creep wave and then slide up to the top lane. And then Lajons, they definitely can't make a 5v5 defense. They definitely cannot make a 4v5 defense. It looks like this might be the Doom push to end the game.
They have Exorcism level 3 as well now. Look at Era. He's doing the right thing as well, creep skipping, although I think the backdoor protection should be disabled for long enough for them to get it. Era is steeping back. Wave of Terror comes through, but this tower is just gonna melt.
Yeah, this tower is gone. The glaives are now going to start to bounce. Swap back onto Quicks. He's going to get doomed. Now's the time for Era to shine. If he was in the base, then he would be able to do things, but he's not.
He needs a 5-man mana void on a target who is just completely out of mana.
Hey, I mean, like, he isn't going to get doomed, I guess. He's going to die anyway, I think. No, earn charge and blink out. He's going to be fine. The rest of his teammates, not as lucky, though. Yeah, Blow Your Brain was just focusing the Raxes while the rest of his team was just messing with Lajons. This has got to be game.
So Moscow 5, 31 minutes in, with their just aggressive semi-push strategy, working out wonders for them, not giving any time for Anti-Mage to farm up, although the Battle Fury was pretty fast. But it's kind of like with a Naga, you can have the Radiance pretty fast, but you need a couple items after that, and just Moscow 5 didn't give any time for Lajons to farm.
And if you apply that steady stream of pressure, you're going to be able to punish the Anti-Mage. You're going to be able to punish the real lack of support play from Lajons. As Scarif Mage, Shadow Shaman, you would expect them to be getting kills with the Mystic Flare, but those never really came out. Moscow 5 playing aggressively as per their kind of trademark style, and they come out on top because of it. But this is the best of 2 guys, so we'll see if Lajons can tie it up, or we'll see if Minots is going to get sacked in the end.
Like Mike said, game number 2 coming up in a couple of minutes, and just a few songs in between, depends on how long the teams will take to get ready. Maybe we're going to have Vigos back as well. But if you guys enjoyed, you can always follow us on HeflaTV. All the necessary links will be below the stream anyway. For the casters, it's at Goucher for myself, everywhere pretty much. At Mike Lores for my co-caster. And just see you in game 2.